what we are hearing from the field is the devastation that we're expecting is not that much, especially for money. But we have to be mindful about one thing, that this is the sixth typhoon that we have received in less than 1 month. So the communities have been hit by typhoons again and again, the same communities. So you can see massive amount of compounded impact of all this typhoon. So it's the same communities that became weakened and became vulnerable again and again has been hit by typhoon. So before they could bounce back, they are hit by another typhoon, and that's what actually made them extremely vulnerable. The lives lost, I think that is not probably the only indicator for any of this kind of disaster, but the amount of loss people have in terms of livelihoods, that is catastrophic.
Yeah, of course, you're speaking as well to those who have experienced this multiple times in less than a month and within a period of weeks. What are some of their immediate needs, having gone in and out of shelter, I'm assuming?
Yes, you are right. So there are almost 1.4 million people in the evacuation center. So they lost almost everything. It's not only typhoon, it's also the flooding which is associated with it, torrential flooding. So people lost their basic, non-food items. It can be sleeping mat, it can be blankets, it can be their kitchen utensils, their basic, toiletries that can actually support them with their hygiene needs. Even they do not have their mosquito nets, so they cannot protect themselves from vector-borne disease. They do not have any safe water-keeping utensil, like any jerry can or anything. So Red Cross has been providing all these things to these people in the evacuation center and also trying to support people outside the evacuation center. So that's one part of the need, but also people they lack food. So if you go and see the children, then children are very hungry in some of this evacuation center. People lack basic drinking water because the water sources have been contaminated completely. And definitely their livelihoods have been impacted severely. So it's not that they do not have cash, but they do not have the markets which can actually provide them with their basic necessities. And if even the market is there, there's a huge surge pricing. So basically anything and everything that you can imagine, people are in huge need of it. On the top of that, people there are lots of debris all around. So the clearing off of debris that is required in immediate basis for two things. One, that people get a sense of normalcy, and the other one, that we can reach out to the people in very hard to reach areas with basic supplies.
And by many accounts, I mean, the Philippines is no stranger to having a cyclone season, but even by that standard, this was quite extreme, having 6 big storms in the space of a month. Does it speak to volumes about how the climate is changing?
Yeah, I think you already said it. That's the only thing. Climate change is real. And all these things are basically telling us the same thing again and again. So the sea temperature is rising, the temperature is rising in general, which is leading to huge amount of humidity, and all the other factors, which is basically leading to more typhoon hitting the same areas. And these typhoons are getting more intense every single day. And this is unprecedented. Like no country probably, like from the time this tropical cyclone has been started recording in 1951, no country has received 6 typhoons in less than 1 month period. So we can very clearly see that, yes, it's all because of climate change, and it is very real.
And what can you tell us about the early warning systems? Were they adequate for a nation that experiences so many disasters like this?
I think early warning system is a very important part of what we do, what we all try to do. But that is not enough. I think it has to be associated with early warning and early action. So we are doing a lot of anticipatory action. So before Man-yi did a landfall, we supported numerous families in the most hard-hit areas through by strengthening their shelter, by strengthening their roofing, strengthening their wall, that they have to still go to the evacuation center, but probably when they come back, their house is not completely destroyed. Plus protecting their livelihoods, with anticipation that something may happen with the livelihoods that can actually protect them severely. So yeah, those are the small actions we have taken, and probably we all need to do early warning and early action, and we have to make sure that it is available and understood by everyone, not
Okay.
only few.
Yes, okay, Gopal Mukherjee, really good to speak with you, and all the best with all the work that you and your organization are doing. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.